Hello and welcome everyone. I am C.S.Gilmore, and this is Shadowrun Returns. Just going back to the Seamstresses Union, and we're gonna take a look around, talk to people, all that good stuff. Hello janitors. You know, something I haven't considered. Okay, I can't go back upstairs. Okay, I was afraid I'd miss something there perhaps. Gathered around the intimate back bar, Mrs. Kubota and her coterie? I'm not sure what that word is. Gather for breakfast, with the lady herself doing the cooking. The smell of soy calf and something resembling sausages fills the room. What's in these sausages? Meat. Okay, let's talk to Mr. Clue first. Evening, sir. What's the word around town, Mr. Clue? There's been more talk of the Ripper killings. Some people are saying they're hate crimes on account of the victims all being human. Those people are... What if I told you the prime suspects were an elf and a troll? Still doesn't mean the killings are racially motivated. People are just too quick to label something a hate crime. Check the census. The sea is still 66% humans. Close your eyes and throw a rock, you're more than likely to hit a human. Doesn't make it a hate crime. Still a crime though, and that should be enough. This is the first real rise you've seen out of Mr. Clue. But he reins himself in with a roll of his thick shoulders and a smoothing of his jacket. Don't worry, not gonna start throwing rocks. Wouldn't want to reinforce the stereotype. I'll leave you to your business, sir. Yeah, that would be bad to start throwing rocks around and taking the wrong people off. Ahoya. Ahoyo. Well, would you like some... She stops. Forgive me, but you look like hell. Thanks, just the welcome I was looking for. She looks you over, knowing the signs of your nocturnal activities. She nods. Any run you can walk away from is a good run. Yeah, no one to follow me back. I can tell you have been busy, and I can see by the look on your face that there is something you need. Is this about the Ripper? Yep, I found some DNA evidence and need help analyzing it. That is excellent. I will unlock the piano so you may go downstairs. I am certain someone in the safe house will be able to help you, if they are awake. It is likely that you will visit the Matrix before the day is done. May I take a sausage? Take the whole plate. Sweet. I got a free sausage. Oh, it didn't add it to my inventory, so I'm guessing it just suggested my guy ate it. The digital world. Ooh, we're going into the Matrix next, it looks like, for info. You've been doing a lot of legwork on this job, but it's going to require a trip to cyberspace and back to ID the Ripper. The Matrix, the cybernetic analog of Inside the Grid, the worldwide computer network, a digital world. Information brought to life inside cyberspace. Your avatar does all the work while your meat body's left behind. All around your avatar are pathways to other nodes filled with data, IC, counter-intrusion programs, and other jacked-in runners. Cyberspace has as many dangers as the meat world and more. Locked doors, security countermeasures, and black IC that can fry a Decker's brain. Every movement you make in the Matrix can be tracked if you aren't careful. Get dump shocked out and your brain gets fuzzy for a bit. Get hit by an enemy Decker and you can die. Yep. Plug yourself into the Matrix enough and get in a bad enough situation, you may not walk away from it because you could end up brain dead. Okay, so we got a couple of different people to talk to. Let's talk to Van Grass first, I think, given that I've got something new for him. I was hoping to get some peace and quiet tonight. You got something for me? I've got a flight recorder. Wouldn't happen to be an Ares flight recorder, would it? Some very powerful buyers are looking for that right now. I can get rid of it for you for, say, 20%. That leaves $2,000 for you. I don't have corporate, and I'm not sure I want to spend the money on that just for an extra 500. So let's do that. Deal. Pleasure doing business. Sweet. Got rid of that hot item, and we're all good to go. So it looks like we'll be plugging into the Matrix down here this time. Oh, I have so much karma right now. I guess I could have afforded it. But at the same time, I'll save that for if there's something I really want that I need a new etiquette to get. So let's wait for now. Alright, what else do I want here though? I should get some more skills up. Alright. Okay. So I could get some interesting stuff here. If I get all up to here, then my drone would have extra AP, but I don't think I want to spend that much on it. Part of the Decker's expert systems programs from in the Matrix. Oh, maybe that's why I couldn't use my ESP before. I didn't have it in this. Let's get a few points there then. I'll just put 2 for now. Grants a bonus to the hit points recovered when using a med kit. Not gonna bother with that just now. Maximum controls. Yeah, I'll leave that there for the time being. Let's get my full auto-available weapon permitting. Well, I usually don't have the AP for that though, because I'm running the other stuff. Overwatch if not yet unlocked. Ooh. Okay, let's get that. Overwatch could be really crazy useful. Alright, that spent a lot of my karma and boosted my character up very nicely. Alright, time to save. Because I don't want to mess this up. Looks like we're going into the Matrix. This could be fun. Morning! You look like you've been up all night. You look like you've seen some action too. Where's Doc Castle? Asleep, I assume. Do you need a med kit or something? I need someone to analyze a DNA sample. Doc Castle's equipment isn't really set up for that. He considers for a minute. However, I could employ a semiconductor chip. It could decode DNA using a voltage change instead of light. That would eliminate the use of highly expensive equipment that would be required otherwise. He brightens. I just read a journal about it, so the information's still fresh. Frankly, it should be easy. What do you want to know about? The owner's identity. That's beyond me. All I can get you is the gene code sequence. But that's where I come in. David, if you can get me that code sequence, I'm pretty sure we can track its owner down via Matrix run. Will do. Let me have the DNA you want to test. Alright. Gilmore, when David gives me the sequence, I'll track in and help you trace the blood sample back to its source. If this works, I'll bring back more than just a sample. Whose blood is it? Could be the Emerald City Ripper. No, Drek. Turns to Johnny excited. Wake up, Johnny boy, you've got work to do, and Gilmore, if you need a gear, I'll be right here. That rhymed strangely. I just got a second wind. Meet you at my rig, Gilmore. Alright, 2 more karma. Let's see if there's anything good. Ooh, new deck. Evasion 3, IP 200. I kind of want that. Alright. Level 2 medic. And level 2 killer. That's some good stuff. And that, of course. Alright. Confirm. I gotta get my decking up to 5. I think I can do that. Should have enough karma left. Where is it? Ooh, maybe not. Well, I'll build up to it. get my intelligence up again. Mark target 2, Christian enemies, blah blah blah. Able to equip 2 drones. Don't have room for 2 drones anyway in my weapon list, though. Unless it gives me another weapon slot, and I don't think it does. How much does it take to get that up? 6. Okay, I want to keep that charisma available in case I need it. So I'll do that. And I'll save up and get ready to do that next bit. Armor 4. Yeah, okay. I'm happy with that, I think. Let's get into the Matrix. This should be fun stuff. Thanks to the semiconductor-based gene sequencing system that David employed, we should have the information we need to track the Ripper in the Matrix. I'm really impressed with his results, considering it was his first attempt. He was utilizing an unproven technique he'd read about in a science journal, and he was working from memory on minimal sleep. Yes, maybe we can sit down with David and he can share his research, but let's stay focused. Here's what I'm thinking. We hit the Lone Star DNA database first to see if our donor has a prior criminal record. They have extensive DNA archives. Then we go hunting based on what we find. Let's hit the decks and jack into the Matrix. I can get into their private grid easily, but I've got to warn you, once we're in, it could get a little rough. How much decking experience have you had? Decking 4. Pretty good. Great, I'll come with. Just in case any IC decides to crash our party. Okay. This is awesome. Oh man. Sorry, I'm a little nervous about jumping in here because new mission. Alright. Killer, medic, that. Might as well take everything. And we are good to go. Confirm. The excruciating ecstasy of jacking your neural network into the digital world washes over you, grips you, crashes you into a singularity, and expands you infinitely. You are one with the data stream. Welcome to the Matrix. And let's get you plugged in. Ooh, you've got an interesting setup. Suppression reduces alarm state by 4. Okay, that could be useful. And enemy versus that. Enemy IC and Deckers. Okay. You've got another attacker as well. Confirm. We're in. Okay, yeah, now I can use it. Excellent. So, okay, you have to get some ESP control, it looks like. Okay, so this is the exit. Looks like we have to go in here. What was that? That arch will take us to the next area. Or next node, I think is what he said. Okay, it looks like we've got 2 inactive arcs. Or arches. And got some trouble here. The data store head is defended by intrusion countermeasures. Let's pop that into existence, shall we? Let's see how this works. And I need to catch up. Boom! Missed. Okay. Let's see how you work. You've got Tar Bomb, an area effect matrix attack that deals 75 IP damage and roots them in place for 1 round. Okay. Can't for sure tell, but I think that'll hit both of them. Well, got one of them at least. And that seems to be it for its ability. We'll let it take the fire. Oh, that's a healer or booster type. Okay. I can work with this. Assuming I can hit the broadside of a bar never. There we go. A little bit of extra damage. What have you got? One down. Alarm status is getting a bit higher. Let's use... that requires 3. Okay. Curious what happens when the alarm status hits full. I think it just means the enemies become active. More so than they already are. One down. Missed me. Might as well hit with the good stuff. So that if I do hit, I do some damage. Alright. Let's have you do that to lower the alarm. Didn't lower it much, but lowered it a bit. I'd rather play safe than sorry. The IC is down. Let's see if there's a... wherever he's at. Okay. Time to jack in. Lone Star Data Store. Hack DNA database. DNA match located. 100% match. Arrest records database. Subject, Silas Forsberg. Status, deceased. Profession, chop shop surgical assistant. Priors, breaking and entering. 2 counts. Public indecency, 1 count. Brian for questioning on accusations of unlicensed plastic surgery. No charges were filed. Matched to a dead man? That's... let's keep looking. Okay, that's weird that it matched to a supposedly dead person, though. Alright, we've got 2 routes. Let's go and see what we can find. I'm gonna have them split up. Newsnet archive. Okay. And you better catch up with him. I forgot how slow these things are. Oh well, I'll make it work. I believe the white ones are only good once they get up close. Okay. They got shielded. Cancel that second. There we go. I didn't think it had much left, so I didn't want to use a powerful attack just to wipe off the remaining. Alright, I'm going this way. Autopsy records. Nice turret setup. I like this whole setup with the Matrix being so interactive in the way it is. Oh, actually hit me. Surprised. Guess what? I can hit back harder. Boom. Okay. Data control. Well, let's see here. I'm going to save. And let's get into these autopsy records. Autopsy records. Subject Silas Forsberg. Subject was found overdosed on half a dozen different sedatives. Several anti-anxiety medications were also found in his system. Face was mutilated, possibly self-inflicted. Identity could not be confirmed immediately due to the due to the disfigurement, had to check dental records to confirm no next of kin. Large puncture wounds were found in several places on the body, possibly large bore surgical needles. Body had been decomposing for several weeks before the landlord noticed the smell and called the police when no one answered the door. That seems sketchy, like connection-wise. Given the tech of this world setup, I'm not sure autopsy, like dental reports, are guarantee of you got the right guy. Alright, taken out. Let's have you hit this last one. News article. Return on subject, Silas Forberg. The body of Silas Forberg, a chop shop surgical assistant, was found in an apartment in Snohomish earlier this week. The body had been there for as long as a month when Forsberg's landlord noticed the rancid smell and contacted authorities. Lone Star representatives have issued a statement saying Forsberg's death has been ruled a suicide. According to reports, his body, a mass of puncture wounds, and the cause of death was determined to be an overdose of anti-stress medications and sedatives. The man's employer claims he was a dedicated employee, though he suffered from bouts of depression. Forsberg's next of kin could not be located, but the attorney appointed to his estate has located a will written weeks prior, leaving all of his belongings to his psychiatrist. The identity of the psychiatrist has not been released due to privacy concerns, yet another sad end to a life, as is far too common here in the sprawl. Now that might be something we can go on. Let's regroup in a meet space for a bit. Alright, so now I just gotta get out of here. Not a problem considering I don't really have to rush, given the fact that no one's attacking my bodies outside. So here's what we know. Our DNA evidence belongs to a dead man whose death was never explained. He worked with chop shops, which fits with the living guy that you've met. The Newsnet says he left his estate to his psychiatrist. Maybe find out who his psychiatrist was will give us our next clue. My gut says we can deck into the medical board's records and reverse trace to find this doctor. You in? Punch it, man. Alright, so we're going back in again. This time for medical records. All prepped. And that attacker ESP was useful. And yeah, it looks like they're multi-use. Very likely anyway, because he still has his, even though I used it. I wonder if you lose them if they get destroyed. That's something I wonder. Okay, hi guys. Let's bring in some help. And get to work. This looks like a spellcaster type, I'm guessing. Or the equivalent of a spellcaster, I should say. Not really a spellcaster, considering... Won't find out from that one, though. He's been obliterated. Excellent. And let's get you moved forward. Okay. We are making fast progress here. This is a lot easier than I expected. Though my guy is rigged for this. Search medical records, Silas Forsberg. Medical records for file for Silas Forsberg's located. One particular pediatrician's entry stands out from the rest. Child suffers from a chronic depression and social anxiety, most likely caused by his physical abnormalities. We've seen many cases like this recently, with the outbreak of changeling children being born. With the aberrant physiology we're seeing, there is no telling what sort of brain functions are affected. Prescribed a series of sedatives last year that seemed to have no effect, upping the dosage. Because if it didn't work, just add more. Alright. That's the same one. Okay. Data missing or corrupted. Contact your administrator for help. They have a big problem with that, it seems. The file is quite large and takes well over an hour to read through. The final entry, however, is the most significant. It is written by Dr. Henry Holmes. Siles has overcome significant mental disorders and no longer goes through periods of violent episodes. Latest medications have proven especially effective, but I believe that being treated by another elf has significantly impacted his treatment. Unfortunately, my efforts to maintain an emotional boundary with him have proven challenging. He has bonded to me in an unhealthy and frankly an unnerving way. His hero worship exhibits itself in the form of mimicked speech patterns and adopting my dress. For this reason and for the health of the patient, I am assigning another doctor to his case. I will inform him at his next session. Huh. Got a new name, Dr. Holmes. Let's keep going and find out where he works. Yeah. Okay. First things first, let's send the target through. Watch out, that black IC could fry our brains and kill us. Yeah. Oh, it looks cool too. Okay. Heading in. And white, black. It's a lot tougher too. Alright, time to get you through. Can you go through with two people already there? Ah, okay, it just pops him in front. Good to know. Well, so much for the black IC. I came in here a bit over-prepared, it seems. This will be a lot harder if I was on my own, maybe, but considering I'm not. Alright. And save again. Looks like we got the last one here. Hacked employment records. Henry Hollings Holmes, MD, PhD. Check current employment status. Dr. Holmes currently holds the position of Chief Psychiatrist and Administrator at Mercy Mental Hospital, Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. Check previous employers. Previous employers: psychiatrist in residence, Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish, Washington. Attending psychiatrist, Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish, Washington. Private practice. Before that, seems he got around in Washington a lot. Well, no, he just went up the ranks, it looks like. Been working for Mercy Mental Hospital a lot. Okay. Bingo, back to meat space again. Yep. I have to step out and back into transport. Okay. Well, it'll work. Shouldn't take long to get out. Very interesting. Nothing really side mission wise this go around though. It was very direct. Not complaining, just a little different. Check out. And check out. Reality is at the end of day contextual, and as the meat world comes back into focus, your head once again tries to settle on which world is the real one. While the philosophical question lingers, your meat body demands food and drink. You disconnect from your deck to find that the Union's safe house has risen. I wonder how long my guy was supposedly in there. Talk to Johnny and Fry about the case. Oops, wrong way. Close that. Alright. We'll do this and then wrap up this episode. David looks almost as tired as you do. You can tell that this case has gotten under his skin like it has yours. Any luck in there? We found an exact match for the DNA, but it was linked to a dead chop shop assistant by the name of Silas Forsberg. Now I have my theories, but what do you think is going on here, Gilmore? Alright. I'm guessing faked his death. That's a distinct possibility. What was it that we saw in the autopsy report? The face was so mangled. Simple suicide. He killed himself with a drug overdose. The face was so mangled that they had to use dental records to identify him. Easily faked. I'm guessing? Good catch. This matches up with something I've seen runners try. It's easy enough to find a body shop that'll make a replica set of teeth for you. Find some schlub off the street no one will miss. Swap the teeth and throw the heat off your trail for a while. Lucky I've never been that desperate. Yeah, that sounds unpleasant. Why would he need to go to those lengths? Did the police records have something like linking him to a different crime? He had a prior for unlicensed plastic surgery. True, wouldn't look too good on someone's record if they wanted to become a doctor. I think this is beginning to come together. The late Silas left all his belongings to a doctor, Dr. Holmes. Employment records have him as the administrator at Mercy Mental. And the picture on his file matches the person you saw downtown, the same person this DNA belongs to. All the evidence points to him being your killer, whoever he really is. I should go find this Dr. Holmes and ask him some very pointed questions. Please pay him my respects. I always find that high caliber rounds get the message across. You should clearly hire some friends and go loaded for bear. I side-loaded a ton of valuable data from those Lone Star Matrix nodes. Here's your cut. You're not coming? I think my part here is done. You might want to go sticking your hand into a hornet's nest, but I'm a little more wary of the jobs I take these days. Still, nice of him to cut me in on some profits he made. Mercy Mental Hospital. Alright. Oh, yeah, I'm doing good on cash now. I am happy. Wonder what the verdict is on. Despite the hour, Buster is fastidiously put together in another wrinkle-free suit. He shows every indication he's been up for hours, sunk to his elbows in a dozen crates, each containing objects of sinister metablack hidden beneath curls of straw-colored packing foam. The foam flies about as he inventories the shipment, clinging to every surface except for Buster's immaculate suit. I wish I knew his tricks. Those foam packing peanuts stick so well. Just in time, I've got a whole slew of new toys in from a supplier back east, factory fresh and still smelling of their mother's gun oil. Maybe there's something in this batch that you'd be interested in. Okay, everyone just got upgraded, I think. How long you been in the trade, Buster? Well, let's see here. I left Cal free on July 8th. As in the morning, it was a Thursday. From there I wandered a bit, applied my skills as a merc in a half dozen different wars, official or otherwise. Never did take to running the shows like some of the boys I knew. Too subtle for my tastes, I suppose. Surely there was no shortage of full-scale engagements to be had, so I didn't want for work. Might still be doing it today if I hadn't lost the arm. The replacement looks up to the task. What, this year? No, this is a mere recent upgrade. Thanks to Doc Castle over there. For a good while I was sporting something a good deal clunkier. I keep the old one in back as a reminder. It was also stupid. Some Azzies were lobbying smokers behind our lines, more to mess with us than anything. I decided to toss one back and didn't it just figured that the one I grabbed ain't a smoker. I got it off, but only just barely. Shredded my old arm, but good. Got plenty of other scars to remember the moment by as well. But the arm was the big one. So take a word of advice from an old soldier. Make sure you're never holding a grenade in one hand unless you just pulled the pin with the other. Now, if I haven't given you reason to doubt my professional competence, how about we talk turkey? What can I get to you? Let's see what you've got. Okay, we'll take a little longer for this episode just to see what new goods are available. Alright. SMGs, Uzi, Barrett, shotgun. Where's the rifles? Alright. Ooh. A specialist assault rifle used by Corpsec units, slightly more accurate than its competitors. yet just as deadly. I've got the cash for that. I will take it. I like it. And, ooh, you've got Class B drones now. I kind of want one of those. A medkit on wheels, it's runner's best friend in the heat of a firefight. Not really interested in that. A Lone Star hover drone that has been given a weapon upgrade. That I'm interested in. I mean, my Doberman's nice, but I want to keep up. Yeah, not really caring about the grenade upgrades. Not gonna bother with one of those right now. So, I'm happy with that. Let's see. Yeah, let's take a moment and get through this because I want to see what these people have to say, and it'll speed up the next episode. Gotta go through it one way or the other. You need some hardware or software? Alright, I still got the best thing he's got. Nothing else here I want, so we're good. Need some new armor? Oh yeah, sure. As soon as I buy some better armor, you get some better stuff in it. Grants willpower +1, hit point 5. Refurb. Customize for shadows. Grants strength +1, hit point 5. Quickness 1, hit point 5. Taking off a dead ganger, which seemed like a good idea at the time. I kind of like the armor, but I don't like that mask. I don't care about strength. You know, I'm just gonna stick with what I got for now. What about you, my arcane friend? Good stuff for me? Same as always. So much so that one may wonder if he ever takes time to eat or sleep. Perhaps his presence on this plane of his existence is insubstantial enough that he isn't subject to such base needs. Or perhaps he just does these things when no one is looking. Dark clouds surround you, my friend, but perhaps there is something I could provide that would help with whatever weighs so heavily upon you. What's new in the world of magic, Algernon? The spirits are stirring. Something has upset the natural order. There is something new, different. Seems there's something new every day. What is it this time? Would that I knew. The spirits speak in riddles. They leave me with more questions than answers. But there is something else out there. Something not born of life, as other spirits are. Shaking his head, Algernon opens his clasped hands to you, as if begging forgiveness. Too often this world leaves us confounded. I pray I have not left you in such a state with my idle musings. I think he's referring to something that has to do with the... what's coming up. With the real grand finale to all this. Choices. Increases the friendly target's AP by 1 for 3 rounds. I'd need Conjuring 3 for that. Nope. Expendables. This is stuff I could deal with. I think they could make a heal wound level 2 though. Nope. I haven't really been using magic much, so okay. So there's all that. It's only leaving a few more things to talk to. Dr. Sarah Castle. We'll talk to her, and then I think that then I'll take a look at make sure everything's equipped the way I want it, and I think we'll call that an episode, and we'll worry about talking to other people after this in the next episode. Just one glance is all you need to tell that the good doctor is exhausted. Her crumpled scrubs are stained with a mix of blood and other fluids too colorful to be naturally occurring in the human body. Her eyes are those of a person who has built up a substantial sleep debt and has no idea when or how to begin paying it off. I'm not one to talk, but you look like Drek. Afraid there isn't much I can do for that. Dr. Castle snaps her fingers and calls forth the spirit normally seen perched on her shoulder. It appears from out of the ether, and the doctor immediately seems less fatigued than she was a moment before. Now, what can I do for you? Everything all right here, Doc? Here at the Union, yes, fine. I'm just getting back myself. Days are here tend to be slow, so I volunteer at a medical center on the other side of Touristville, and I had a rough shift. What happened? What always happens? Some run or some deal or some meet went south. One thing led to another, etc., etc. I didn't hear all the details. All I really know is what came in on the lips of the victims healthy enough to still speak. Apparently one of the Baron's gangs incurred the wrath of the local Zoolpa rings, leading to a rolling shootout through the city streets. Several bystanders were injured. But the real mess didn't begin until the party crashed into the yard of an old industrial plant out on Union Hill Road. It woke some sort of toxic spirit, which then began running amok, causing easily as much damage as the initial battle. And we were left to pick up the pieces, of course. But enough of my troubles, let's hear about yours. Tell me what ails you. Alright, do you have anything new? Silver Tech Cyberarm. Yep. Wired reflexes with reflex trigger. Dodge the first attack against you. Maximum movement. When triggered, you will dodge the first attack against you. Last 3 rounds. That's expensive, though. Man. Metal mechanic replacement for your legs. Some of these are pretty cool. And could be rather useful, but... oh boy. That is expensive. I can see why, though. If it gives you a chance to dodge the first attack against you, that could be, like, crazy useful in a firefight. Alright, everything else is normal. Alright. Let's check. What was it I needed to switch out? My weapon, that was it. Weapons. Excellent. Oh, and my drone. Yes, I do need to swap that. Nice. Still don't have enough decking for that. I want to check something real quick. I don't intend to spend anything on that. Okay. Alright, never mind. I was wondering if there was a way to increase the number of action points in a turn, but I'm not seeing one. So, we move on. But that looks like it'll do it for the time being. Things are looking good. We've talked to a lot of people. Got some really nice equipment. Oh, this drone flies. That's cool. And yeah, I gotta talk to Mr. Delilah. Doesn't look like I can go upstairs. That's interesting. So yeah, I'm betting I talk to Mr. Delilah, and that will start the next mission probably. Can I plug in? I saw that. Okay, can't. Yep, so talk to Mr. Delilah, hire help if I want it, and head on to the next mission. But for now, I'm ending this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!